Welcome to the Passionpreneur Experience, where I examine the thoughts, energy, and strategy a side hustler needs to grow their entrepreneurial dreams, all while they work their corporate 9-to-5 day job. I'm your host, Bridget Cobb. Now let's get started. Hey there, Passionpreneurs. Welcome back to the Passionpreneur Experience. This week has been super exciting for me because I have put together a special opportunity. I'm going to tell you more about it at the end of the episode, so make sure you stick around and I will give you all the 411 on that. But before I get there, let's talk about today's subject. Today I want to start with a story, and I'm calling this story the Double Whammy. So I'm going to get into the story and then we'll see what kind of lessons come out of it. So here we go. Okay, so our story starts with Jane. And Jane works for Mega Acme Company. And she loves her job, full-time job at Mega Acme Company, and is really enjoying working that full-time job while she works her side hustle job on the side. So Jane takes up her side hustle job in the evenings, on the weekends, sometimes in the mornings, prior to going to her full-time day job. Now, COVID-19 strikes, and suddenly everybody is work from home. Now, Jane has never worked from home before, and as she goes into the new transition of working from home, she finds it different. She finds it complicated. But I think one of the things she finds the most is that she kind of struggles now separating that full-time job that she was so used to commuting and going to and having that space, and then her side hustle, which she came home and she had a separate space where she attacked that goal. And now that they blend together, she's finding it difficult to find the blurred lines and to separate day job from side hustle. And really is finding it all a little bit overwhelming. In the end, Jane makes a decision to put her side hustle aside because there's a lot going on. COVID is a bit crazy. Work from home is really not her deal. She would rather not work from home, but that's the situation. And she says, you know what? I'll just table that until things go back to normal. And things are chugging along, work from home continues, until one day the phone rings and here comes the double whammy. Jane gets a notification from Mega Acne Company that the entire company is going virtual. It's a big surprise. She didn't see it coming, and she now understands her full-time job will be virtual. It's a big surprise, like I said to her, and she's thinking, now what? She's got a couple of options because prior to her understanding that this is her new normal, she thought, I have a couple of options here, and my first option was to kind of put my side hustle aside because it's just all too much, and, I'll wait till things go back to normal. But now she has a different set of choices. Decision number 1, I could just quit my side hustle. Jane could put it aside and say, you know what? I've discovered that it's too hard to have my day job, work from home, and the side hustle and be able to separate the two and really understand it. I'm done with the side hustle. I'm putting it away. If she just goes on her current logic, which is, it's very difficult. My past shows me that I haven't been able to do both. And now that I know that I'm always going to be working at home, I can assume my future will be no different. I need to quit the side hustle. So that's option 1. Option 2 could be, I'm not going to completely dissolve the side hustle. I'll put it on hold until I leave my full-time job. This is a tricky one because Jane doesn't know when she's going to leave her full-time job. She actually loves her full-time job, and she really enjoyed balancing those two. and getting some great experiences and some joy out of her full-time job as well as the side hustle. So now she's put in a precarious position of, is it one or the other? It sounds like I can only have one or the other, and so I need to make a choice between the two. And if I really, really want that side hustle, I've got to leave the day job. There's one more option, and that is to find a way. Find a way to coexist the two realities, work from home day job and side hustle. And that means defining boundaries, looking for workarounds, getting creative. So she's got these three options. And if Jane decides that the first two just aren't an option, if she goes through and she says, there's no way I'm giving up my side hustle, I love it too much. And she says, there's no way I'm leaving my full-time day job, that's definitely not happening. Then she's only left with the third option, and that is to find a way. And this is where I want to kind of look at this story and take a pause here, because it's so interesting when we find ourselves in the position of the double whammy. So we thought the situation was bad. We thought, there's no way I can handle this. I'll just wait till it smooths over or the water's calm and things go back to normal. And then the double whammy hits, which says, this is the new situation. This is the new normal. It's amazing what we can do when we're put in that position to say, oh, well, I accept that now. I will find a way. Jane's got options. She can now experiment with her calendar, with her schedule and how she lays it out. She can play around with where she is, her environment. Look to set up different areas of her house that signify when she's working on different things. She can re-look at her goals and what she had originally set for her side hustle and for her day job and the expectations that she set for herself in those two areas. There is a lot of work Jane can do right away to start managing this new reality for herself. What I find the most fascinating about this story is the bonus mention that what if Jane had done this from the very start? Because nothing changed pre-double whammy to post-double whammy. The situation was the same. So she was work from home prior to finding out it was permanent. She was now work from home post, but something has changed to make her say, okay, now I'm going to find a way. And that is mindset. Mindset is so powerful. And the switch here for Jane is really the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Jane was in fixed mindset when she originally went work from home. And that is, this is the situation. I can't control the situation. I'm not going to be able to overcome this situation, so it's fine for me to just wait. I'll tell you, fixed mindset is a protective measure. It's kind of an acceptance of the status quo in a way of saying, there's nothing I can do about this. It's out of my control, so I think I'll do nothing. Or I think I will retract or retreat. And we go to this place often for self-protection. So, there's actually a safety mechanism in our brain that says, whoa, pedal back, out of your control, take your foot off the pedal, and let's slow this roll a little bit because we don't have control right now. When Jane discovers that the situation is now fixed and that this is a new reality, and she makes the decision in her mind to say, no, both of these are important to me, and if I want to have them both, I need to change my mindset about the situation. She starts to move into growth mindset and say, okay, let me look at the scenario. Let me look at how I spend my time. Let me see where the opportunities are for me to tweak, for me to experiment, to change, to shift, so that I can make the best out of this situation. I can learn more about myself and how I set boundaries. There may be a big opportunity here for Jane to discover her own ability to set personal boundaries for herself. Jane, can you shut off work 9 to 5 work mode because you don't have a commute anymore? Can you mentally shut that off? And Jane may be discovering something about herself, that since she lost her commute, she's having trouble shutting off day job mode. And that blends further into the evening. And then before she knows it, it's time to work on her side hustle, and she's taken no breaks. She's quite exhausted, and she's thinking, I can't do both of these things. Whereas before, when she was commuting to work, she had a natural separation. She had downtime, time to think, time to zone out. Maybe she took the bus and went a little zen. Maybe she rode her bike or exercised during that time and was able to release some stress. But she's not building that in anymore. So this is a really interesting thing that we can take, this story, to reflect back on ourselves. We're in now month 3, for many of us, going into month 3 of work from home. And I would love for all of us to take a step back and say, how has this affected me? Where have I pulled back? How often do I look at my hobbies, at my health regime, at my side hustle, my projects, my goals, and say, I'll pick that up when we go back to normal. I'm just going to put it aside for right now. But when things get back to normal, I'm on it. How often do we do that? And then we find out work from home's been extended till October. It's been extended till September. I was reading that some of the big tech companies are extending even until 2021. How long do we put our other dreams, our other projects, our other goals on hold? So what I'd like us all to do is take a cue from Jane. She went in, she had certain expectations. When that double whammy hit and she understood this is the new normal, this is how things are progressing. I've got a good let's say I've got a good 6 months left of this, or potentially this is my new normal. This is how things get done around here now. That's your opportunity. That's all of our opportunity to take a step back and say, how have I ever been approaching this situation up until this point? Has it worked for me? Is it serving me? Am I getting things done? Am I happy with the progress I'm making? If I'm not, let's start examining the thoughts. And the first thing I look at, the first thing I would want to look at is, am I saying that phrase? I'll pick that back up when things get back to normal. I am totally guilty of this, especially with exercising. For me personally, I was that girl riding her bike to work. And now that I'm working from home, I'm not really exercising. I'm getting out of bed, I'm going to the laptop, I'm working all day, and then I'm pretty much going to the couch. I might take a walk around the neighborhood or such, but I'm not doing that 30-minute cycle. I live on top of a ginormous hill, so that was a really good workout coming back home. I'm not doing that. And I have caught myself on almost a daily occasion saying, it's fine. I'll do that when I go back. I'll do that when things get back to normal. And there has to come a point where you say, no, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do it right now because I can. I don't have to wait for things to go back to normal. I can do them now. And it's a powerful exercise. And we can apply that across anything that we're doing, any goal, any routine, any hobby, any practice that we put into place. Maybe you had a yoga studio right by your office and you were, faithful to your yoga practice. You were in there all the time, and then work from home struck and you thought, I'll go back to yoga when things go back to normal. I can't go to a studio anyway. But yes, we all know you could do yoga from home. Of course you can. And there are barriers stopping us from doing that. So I encourage you to take a strong look. How many times a day do you hear yourself, and if you're like me, you might hear yourself several times a day saying this phrase, I'll pick that back up. I'll do that when we get back to normal. If you catch yourself uttering that phrase time and time again, then I would love you to get in contact with me. So that leads me to share with you actually a really exciting opportunity that I have just opened up because of the situation that we're in now, because a lot of us are finding that this is extending well past what we had mentally prepared for. We are now in the throes of really getting impacted mentally in terms of our mindset, how we've set our goals for ourselves, what we want to achieve. So I am offering a 3-session structured coaching package where you can work with me as your one-on-one coach. And through this 3-session structure, we're going to gain clarity around what is holding you back. You're going to be able to identify where to focus your energy to get the best results for your goals that you've set, especially those goals that you set for yourself in 2020 that you're now scratching your head and saying, what about those goals? I don't know that that's possible for me anymore. I don't even know what I was thinking, and abandon ship. We're also going to look at your core values and define how to use them to build a life that you want for yourself right now, in this moment, in this time that we are in. And finally, wrap that all together in an actionable plan to kickstart and reinvigorate the goals that you set yourself for 2020. So I want to extend that offer to you. Again, it's just a short 3-session package that we can work over a series of a few weeks. And it's going to offer an opportunity for you to re-engage. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out to me at bridget@bridgetcobbcoaching.com. You can head to my website, which is just bridgetcobbcoaching.com, and you can reach out to me. Millions of ways to get in touch with me. Also follow me on Instagram at the same, bridgetcobbcoaching.com. I keep things pretty consistent. So do let me know, and I'm really excited to work with everybody and get people re-engaged, because we're at a crossroads right now. There's an opportunity for us to go on 2 paths. Jane had her paths. She could drop it all and walk away from it, or she could decide, no, I want that, I'm going for it, and I'm going to find a way. If you're ready to find a way, please give me a call, give me a buzz. I would love to hear from you. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me on the Passionpreneur Experience. I'll see you back here next time. Bye. Passionpreneurs, are you ready to take that big dream off the shelf and put it into motion? Well, let's do it. Head on over to bridgetcobbcoaching.com for more information about how to work with me as your one-on-one coach. It's time to put that dream into motion. Now let's get started.